Yeah, my personality lends in well to that because I don't like you. I don't like the light,
Yeah, I don't like.
so I'm not gonna. That's not gonna be my. It's not my style, so I'm never gonna be like relishing in it. Like you see
Yeah.
certain like Conor McGregor, like and I mean he's had his issues with it, right? You
Yeah.
could tell. Like he relishes in that. He likes it. He enjoys that. Me, I'll be more like the type where you'll see me when there's something going on, and then after that, you'll never see me.
Yeah, that's how I am. I'm like,
Yeah, like
unless something going on, you don't like. There's some people don't even know that I still live in low. Like
I know that's just me. I'm one of those people.
like that's how I am. Like it's like
Yeah, with me it's the same way. The only way people know anything about me right now is because of this. So this is the most anybody's ever seen me. And this kind of comes with the, it's part of the business, so you have to do it. But yeah, no, I don't like attention. Like it doesn't matter what kind it is. I don't like attention. It doesn't matter if I'm with my friends or with a group of unknown people. I usually just listen and stay back. I don't. But that's the key when it comes to like all those things. People, if you're famous and you do not know how to deal with it, you're gonna attract the wrong people around you. That's number one. You're not gonna be able to like sort Ja Morant. Perfect example. It's just a person that does not know how to deal with the attention, and it's sad to be honest. It's just like wow.
Yeah, that's what happens. It happens all the time.
And then in the how we are now, all the cameras. It wasn't like it wasn't like. That's why I give a lot of credit to LeBron. Like Jordan didn't go through this. You know what I'm saying? And even Jordan is a private person. You don't hear from Jordan at all.
Yeah,
unless it's like rare interviews here and there, but you don't hear from him. Why? Because he's private. He stays to himself. People like LeBron, they have no choice. It doesn't matter what you do. And you grew up with Twitter, Instagram. That's another like level of.
But you gotta think about us though. Think how like that whole social media, that shit, that wasn't there when we were in middle school. Like when we were like in high school. That shit gotta start blowing up when I was like in college.
Yeah, like for me, like it was there in high school, but I wasn't.
I was like MySpace, but like MySpace wasn't.
No, it was new. It wasn't that crazy.
It wasn't that crazy.
It was just your friends. Like
it was just you and your friends.
Yeah, you weren't getting in like contacted and in touch with just random people all the time.
Yeah, you weren't going viral on freaking MySpace. Like,
no, it's a different world, man. It's different, and I don't know if it's for the good or.
Honestly, I don't think it's for the good at all.
I don't think it's good right now, but I think this is I think we're in transition. I think human beings, we're like in a transition period of learning how to deal with technology. And I don't know what that's gonna bring. I don't know, Elon Musk says it's gonna be a mixture of like human and robots. We're gonna intertwine somehow. I mean, I just saw this video about this guy that hasn't been walking for a long time. They put a chip in his brain. He had some type of injury, a car accident. He has some type of injury where his brain wasn't connected to his spine. So through Bluetooth, they connected his brain to his spine, and now he's walking.
That's some wild stuff.
I mean, so like I said, it's good and bad to this. How is it gonna end up? I don't know, man. It's just that's amazing, but there's a negative side to everything. So I don't know.
There's a huge negative side because a lot of people don't even. There's some shit that you wouldn't even think of doing that now you see people doing, and people are like doing it now.
It's weird, man. Like I don't know if you I keep up with a lot of this shit, like ChatGPT and all this like AI stuff. Like I try to keep up with that just because I have kids and then I want to kind of be ahead of whatever's coming. I want to be able to decide.
Yeah. And
to me, it's like nobody knows. Not even the so-called professionals of this know anything.
That's wild. Yeah, I don't have kids, so I don't have. I just know as much as I need to know.
And
obviously, when you have kids, you have to know way more just to be prepared for any of the shit that they may see.
When I had no kids, I didn't pay attention to the news. I didn't pay attention to current events. I didn't pay attention to anything. I'm not gonna get involved in it. Yeah. I could stay away from it. But once you have kids,
it's a different ballgame.
Yeah, you do pay attention. Like you automatically you start like what's going on. Like you just like. It's part of I remember when the COVID thing, I told my girl, I'm like, my kids ain't getting this shot.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
I don't care we'll take them out of school. I don't care. We're like, oh, but you go to jail, you can't take a kid out of school. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to jail or I'm leaving the country. I don't care. My kids ain't getting this. And I remember like the schools was pushing on this like heavy, and I was just like, no,
Yeah,
my kids
yeah.
ain't getting this. I had to get it because of my job, and that was a mistake. So I'm like, no, I'm not letting my kids get this. So yeah, it's just you have to pay attention.
Yeah.
But anyway, we are live, so we're
I
recording. I'll cut most of the
had
beginning
no
off.
idea. No, it's fine.
Nah, that's how I do it. And then I cut some of it out. Welcome to EDJ Studios. This is the EDJ podcast. Today we have a special guest. He was supposed to be my first guest, and I didn't record the conversation. We had a pretty good conversation the first time. I didn't record it, which is good because I learned more, and I think it would have been a waste for my friend here. So we got him now. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
He's an engineer. He's big in all martial arts, pretty much. I know jiu-jitsu. That's the only one I could actually like speak about, but there's a lot more to this guy. So say hello to Fernando. What's up, bro? Say something.
Say something. How you guys doing?
Exactly. But yeah, we were supposed to do this a while ago, and I don't think I was at the right. It wasn't the right time. I would like to say that just because I was at that time when you first came. It was I know so much more now than back then, but
There's a lot to it. There's a lot to a whole martial art game.
Yeah, and one thing I'm gonna add. Every time I ask you about a fight, you're right. I actually want some money because of you. Sometimes I bet. I don't bet much, but sometimes I do bet, and I've changed my bet because I'm like, let me hear Fernando out. Let me see what he's gonna say, and then I go and decide.
It's funny you say that because I have friends that actually hit me up. Like
they ask you,
fights.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about this guy? And if I know something about the guy, I'll tell him like about his grappling or striking, like where I think this guy may win or if I think this guy may lose a fight.
Yeah. So far, I think and you weren't even wrong. The only time you were kind of wrong was the Izzy fight, but you didn't pick. You were just like, I want Izzy to win. I just don't know.
The last one, yeah.
The second one.
Yeah.
And then that was a tough fight to call, to be honest, because it's just like
that was crazy because like Pereira had him on the rope. He had him against the cage. Everything was going right, and then Izzy just like
it's one of those like where when they say somebody has your number.
Yeah.
Like it was one of those where it's just like, okay, this guy beat Izzy like what 3 times was it?
Yeah, it was 3 times.
And every time is weird. Like he's winning, Izzy's winning the fight. Somehow this guy does something, and then Izzy ends up losing. Yeah. Except for the first one. I think the first one it was like a decision, and they gave it to
it was
Pereira.
The first one I think it was a decision. They gave it to Pereira. The second one he knocked him out.
Yep, clean,
and then but he was losing the whole fight supposedly.
Yeah.
And then the third one that's when in the UFC Izzy was winning the fight. Then
same thing,
knocked him out.
I think it was like 2 minutes left to the fight, like that, and then bam,
just took him out. And then this last fight, this fourth fight, like he had him hurt to the leg. Like I don't know if you recall, but Izzy's leg was compromised.
Yep.
And I think he just said the hell with it.
Well, he showed it on practice. Like he was on practice where he was like taking these shots where when Pereira moves forward and has him on the ropes, like he trained for this. He was like, all right, once he has me in this position, quick, I'm gonna do the same thing, the right hand. And he practiced it, and then boom, same thing. It was literally like the same thing because it wasn't an accident. A lot of people said, "Oh, that was an accident." I was like, no. If you look at him, he knows what he's doing the whole time. He sees the punch, and then you see him quick, and then it was soft. It was like the first punch was soft. It wasn't even hard. He just tagged him and then went back, boom, hard. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, Pereira has a habit of fighting with his hands down.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but for some reason he finds a way.
Yeah, that's an interesting style, to be honest. A lot of people do it. Max Holloway does that a lot. Yeah.
But Holloway blocks a lot more than that. Like he fights like this. Like
Pereira. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. He's just. I mean, I guess when you have that much power, you might get a little.
It's dangerous though. It's dangerous because he's going up to 205. He's fighting Bohovic next.
Yeah,
Jan is a heavy hitter.
What do you think? What do you think on this fight? On that one, I think he's gonna win. The champion is gonna win. He's gonna do the same thing he did to Izzy. He's just gonna take him down.
I think the same thing.
Yeah, I
think the same thing. Like Izzy had nothing for Jan. Like once Jan took him down.
Yeah, it was a wrap.
And Pereira got taken down by Izzy.
So imagine.
And I was just like, I couldn't believe they gave Pereira his brown belt. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, This
No.
dude's a brown belt. Like he
Yeah.
couldn't even get out of that.
That's and I mean those. Imagine what's happening on like the regular circuit. Then if somebody like that could get it in the UFC, where it's like you're gonna get exposed. Why would do this?
Yeah, I mean the thing is, with MMA, like because a lot of them don't train in the gi, a lot of them get their belts a little faster.
Oh, okay. Oh, so okay, I didn't know that. So if
yeah. So like Conor McGregor's a brown belt,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying he's bad at jiu-jitsu, but like you saw what Khabib did to him.
Yeah,
There's a difference between like a guy who grapples all the time and a guy who trains on and off. Because McGregor, if you watch that fight again, like he did a lot of good stuff. Like he did better than a lot of other dudes that grapple.
Yeah, he's not bad
to get out. Like,
to me, with him, it's just his energy. Like when he grapples,
yeah, it's different with Khabib.
His energy just goes away.
It's different because Khabib, the way he pressures you, is that he doesn't let you rest. Like you are going that full 5 minutes. With him.
And it just you're.
And if you don't, because McGregor's a striker. I mean, he can grapple, but he's a striker, so he's not used to having 6 minutes, 5 minutes of just straight. Because you only get that from grappling, like grappling all the time. Like I grapple all the time. Like I've rolled before. The most I've done was 30 minutes straight.
And you're dead after that.
Oh yeah, but like, when you do 6 minutes, 5 minutes is nothing.
Yeah, but when I don't know. Is it? I just noticed that. I see that you could have the best cardio when it comes to striking game, stand up.
Oh yeah, because you're in, you're out, you're picking your shots, you're moving out. Like when you're ready to throw, you throw. When you want to defend, like you can catch your breath.
You could control the pace a little bit better.
Yeah, because I have some guys in my gym, like they're doing MMA fights. So every now and then I'll do MMA rounds with them, and the grappling. To help them out, because obviously I'm a black belt, and I used to box and stuff like that. I used to train in boxing, and then I used to do taekwondo and some other stuff.
You're good at both striking and
So I give them that look. I can give them that look on the ground or in striking. So I give them that work, and it's different. Just doing like grappling and MMA grappling is so much more tiring.
Can you pinpoint why that is? Like, is there like a specific? Is it because your muscles are getting full with like blood, or
there's just so much to worry about? Like straight grappling, like I just take my time.
Is it? I guess it makes sense. When you're grappling, you're using your whole body, all your muscles, leg, arm.
Yeah, I take my time. Core. I just drown you, and just hold you down, just make you carry my weight. Or like MMA, like you gotta worry about like elbows, striking, punches, kicks, along with all the grappling stuff.
Yeah.
And like when you're grappling with gloves, just the grips are different.
Yeah, the little ones for MMA.
Yeah, because like when we grapple, usually no gloves, so like
you have more grip.
The grip is different. It's just different.
Man, that's a crazy game. I'm interested when it comes to I practice boxing here and there. Nothing crazy. I'm not good at all, but like I know what it is.
Yeah,
I did it for a few months. And then I'm interested in jiu-jitsu, but what I don't understand is like the passion that it would take for you to do it for money. That's a different level of thing.
It is. Everybody, when they come in, they have different goals. Sometimes your goals change once you get into it. Like when I came in, it was like, self-defense. I was doing boxing. I did a class just because my boy was doing it, and I got beat pretty bad, and I was like, I can never let that happen again. I can never
I'm afraid of that happening to me.
But it has to happen. That's the only way for you to like take it serious. Like you have to understand like the reality of it.
My bad. I don't want to interrupt you, but how long ago was this? How long ago was when you first like went into? No, okay, let's start from the beginning. When did you start? You started striking first.
Yeah,
correct. How long ago was that?
That was right after college. I was like around 2013.
Okay, so that's 10 years ago.
Yeah.
About 10 years ago. So then you were practicing striking. Then what made you switch? You just saw it on TV or a friend?
Well, I was doing a lot of striking and I was getting good at it. And, and then I saw one of my friends that we both used to be hoopers.
Okay, yeah.
He was running the gym that I trained at, him and his brother. So I just saw like images of him winning, and I was like, that's interesting because like I'm doing martial arts one way, he's doing martial arts the other way, and we were both hoopers.
So he didn't do striking at all.
He didn't do striking. He was just doing jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
And I was doing boxing. And I was training with a guy I met at the gym who was at the time he was an amateur. He eventually became a pro. And anytime he would do a fight, like I would do his camps with him. And me and him were running we were training like crazy. Because at the time, like I was just out of college. The job I had, I was working from home most of the time. So me and him were running like 6-8 miles like every fucking day.
And for you, it wasn't that difficult. You're coming from basketball.
Oh, coming from basketball.
Yes.
But the thing is, it's funny though. I hated cardio until I started doing boxing.
Real?
Oh, I hated cardio doing basketball. When I was playing basketball, I hated cardio. Like my coach said, run, like that was punishment.
It's funny for me. It's different. You tell me hit the weights, that's punishment. I could run.
Oh,
I like running. And of course, I'm fat now. But I used to run like 7 miles every day. I did like almost a whole year where I did 7 miles every day. Well, except for like Saturday and Sunday. But I did a 7-mile run every day for like a year. I was like 19, 20. And I used to love running. Running to me was like awesome. Even now, my form of cardio now is either the bike or I just hit the bag. I love cardio. I hate lifting weights.
Yeah.
And it's because of the soreness afterwards. Like I could deal with the soreness from running, but the soreness from lifting weights is a different. I hate that part. I was just like, my arms is jacked up. I can't move. I'm like, I hated it. Running was fine.
Yeah.
So, what do you think that's crazy. So you think you need more cardio as a like martial artist than basketball player?
Yeah. Because when you're playing basketball, like it's 5-on-5. Like you see in the NBA, like one guy can just go off and it's just like, all right, guys, like we're just gonna play defense, get him the ball, like
we're gonna ride him out.
Yeah, we're gonna ride this one out. Or you can be on fire, and then everybody's like, all right, it just happens like that. Like you just get in the zone, so you don't have to go all out all the time. Like every game, like sometimes somebody has it and you just get it to him, and you just gotta play your hardest on defense and just feed the hot hand.
Yeah, that's true. You could actually pick and choose like where you're gonna spend your energy.
Yeah, you can pick and choose. Like, all right, if I had the hot hand, all right, everybody get me the ball. Like, but in fighting, you're just there by yourself.
Yeah.
So like, and the worst place to be is in a fight when you're tired.
That's the worst place to be in a just a game. If you're tired in a game, you're fucked.
Yeah, but they sub you out. You get a breather.
Yeah, exactly. But imagine, I want people to think about it. So if in a game you're fucked and you get tired, imagine in a fight.
Yeah, in a fight
where the consequences is a little bit.
It's the worst place to be.
Yeah.
Especially when the other guy knows you're tired.
Oh yeah, it's a wrap.
Oh my! Like I've been in like sparring sessions or rolling sessions where I knew the other guy was tired, and I just get a burst of energy, just knowing that he's tired.
It's like, all right,
I know he's gonna quit.
And then you're kind of when you're tired, you can't think. That's one. So strategy and all that goes out the window.
Yeah, it's just it's either fight or flight at that moment. Like they either wild out or they just give up. I've seen people give up. Like I'm done.
I mean, we've seen it in professional. We've seen that especially in like heavyweights. You see that all the time where it's like, oh, he's just gas, so he just curls up into a ball and that's it.
Yeah. So when doing boxing, like everything in boxing is just cardio.
Yeah.
It's just cardio. So I just started like
control your breathing and you'll be all right, kind of, in boxing.
So I kind of fell in love with doing all of that, like cardio stuff, like the running, like just all that stuff. Because I was doing it all the time with my friend Jonathan. We're doing that like 6 days a week, sometimes 7. At the time we were single too, so we were just like, that's all
the time,
we did.
Yeah.
And he was getting ready for fights all the time, so I was like, he hit me up. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, that's fun. That seems like fun to me. Like for me, cardio. I fell in love with cardio, and it's funny because it was baseball.
Oh, baseball.
Yeah, that was my favorite. Like that was where I was like my sport. Basketball came later, but baseball was like. When I came from Dominican Republic, I was like 11, 12. So over there, since like 5, I was gearing up to play baseball. And for pitching, I don't know if this is true anymore, but for pitching, there's always been preached. If you're gonna be a pitcher, the pitcher runs the most out of any position in baseball.
Really?
Yeah.
I only did 1 year of baseball.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know.
That much. Yeah, like if people don't think about this, but the hardest position that requires the most physical endurance is the pitching. Like the pitchers are more in shape than the rest of the players by far. If you put a picture on like a long distance, of course. If you sprinting, no, it's gonna be one of the fast shortstop or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like a outfielder. But if you just a good pitcher, just put him on a long distance running, the pitcher always wins because that was like pitches. That's all they did. You throw and you ran. You throw and you ran. That's all you did, and it's hard. Like I remember I pitched 1 inning one time. I have never sweated in a baseball field more than that, and it's kind of like the pressure's on you. Like on baseball, like you don't know where the ball's gonna be hit, so you're kind of like relax until it gets hit to you.
Yeah.
But when you're the pitcher, the pressure is on you at all times.
Yeah, you're involved in everything.
Yeah, that is to me that is the worst, like the hardest position out of any. And the pitcher controls the game. If you have a good pitcher, you see the scores is nothing. Like nobody hits. It's just what it is. So yeah, I think it's funny how cardio plays such a big part when it comes to all of it, especially fighting.
Yeah, fighting. Like with basketball, it was like your skill work. That was a huge part. Like, obviously, you got to be in shape.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna downplay the being in shape.
Well, Miami, you can see what happens.
Like, that whole culture. Oh yeah. Oh, all right. So, but
you want anything?
No, I'm good. No, I'm good. I have some water here. But like the skill work is very important. Like your ability to shoot, your ability to dribble, positionings, for rebounding, toughness. There's a lot of factors, but like in fighting, that cardio, like you see it in the UFC. You see when guys gas, it's like it doesn't matter how good you are. If your cardio is not there, like
you're done.
You are done.
That reminds me of kind of like Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor was like, as long as the early rounds and he wasn't tired, you're in trouble.
Yeah, he's so super skilled.
Yeah, because exactly. And then the minute he got tired, it was just like a different person. Like it was just like, and you can't like you see other fighters like Max Holloway or like these endurance like fighters. They don't get tired, so it's kind of, is this guy not working hard? Like what's going on? But I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a physical, like a physical thing where like somebody's just naturally better.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't see that Conor's not like going hard at the gym.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? What do you think? Like, do you just think it's like, oh, he's just not doing what he's supposed to be doing?
I think it's a mixture. I think it's a mixture. Like obviously you see some videos of Conor out here partying and stuff like that. But you see Khabib and you see Islam. Oh, yeah. Those dudes don't play around. And
I've never seen Khabib tired.
Yeah, he doesn't, because it's like if you see him training, like this dude is out there in the cold, in the mountains. You see them like swimming in these cold rivers, like.
Yeah, but with them it's kind of weird because I don't see like physical specimen. Like I look at Khabib and I'm like, I could do that, but I can't do this.
Oh, because it's mental.
That is a level of like I see like Kobe, right? Like I see him and it's kind of like, it is mental, of course, for them too, but it's more like, okay, this dude's like, they do cardio all the time, but I feel like when like if things get hard, it doesn't matter how much cardio they have, they're gonna want out of there somehow. But with Khabib, it's just like, I don't know what's stopping this dude. Like it's just.
I think those guys can channel into like this dark place where it's like you have to kill him to get him out.
Yeah, that's a scare. Like Nate Diaz is like that.
Yeah, like
there's no physical. Like I don't look at him and be like, he's doing something that nobody else could do. Like he's faster, stronger. There's none of that. It's just.
I think that's where where there's like there's two sides to it. Like there's the physical, I'm doing the work. But then there's another mental part where you kind of just you get into that place.
Yeah.
And Mike Tyson used to say that. He used to say that, why he did an interview and they asked him like, why do you run at 4 a.m. or something like that? And he said because no one else is doing it. So it was like a mental thing for him. Yeah. Like he knew his opponent wasn't doing that.
So he's already building confidence.
He's already building confidence of like, I know you're not up in the mountains. I know you're not in the river swimming in this cold water. Like.
So yeah, building mental callus, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what people ask, like if I would ever be a fighter, and I know I can't, and for that, like that separation right there.
Yeah, it's different. That's a different lifestyle.
Yeah, like I don't mind, like the physical stuff is not gonna Like I've been through there. Like I know I could get like one thing I always tell people is physical stuff is easier than mental stuff. Like I remember my job. My job started off it was just all physical.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do any mental power. Maybe 2-3 weeks in, your body adjusted. You're fine. Like it doesn't hurt anymore. You're able to do it, no problem. But when my job became a mental thing, it wasn't 3 weeks. it was a lot longer to deal with to get your mentals like, and you also lose it quicker. Like your mind, like if you don't use it and if you're not in that environment of like your mind is firing out like constantly, you it goes away quick. Your physical goes away too if you don't do it, but it takes a little bit longer. So people ask me, it's like, will you be a fighter? Like, I'm not a fighter. I could be an athlete. I'm not a fighter though.
Yeah, fighting, athlete, fighter. That's a
different. Yeah, people get that confused. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Because I mean, like I said, I've done both. It's a different mentality. Like when you go in, like I used to compete in jiu-jitsu. Obviously, it's not the same as competing in MMA. But like your mindset, like when you're in basketball, you're like, I'm just trying to win this game, blah blah blah. Like when you're in a jiu-jitsu match, you're like, I might send this guy to the hospital. You know what I mean? Like,
no, you have to be willing to do that. That's what I mean. I can't. I'm not. I will stop. Like I remember like getting into like sparring on boxing. Like I remember me physically like not wanting to hit people.
Yeah.
And then like I don't have that in me. Like I would not. I just can't. Like it's just not. I'm not built that way.
Yeah.
And then I see other dudes which is like they like it.
Yeah, they
enjoy it.
They can get into that.
Yeah, like
other place, man.
And then people could do it. Like I believe I think it was GSP. He talked about that. Like he did not enjoy fighting. He enjoyed sparring in the gym.
Yeah, with your friends.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like getting better. He enjoyed that part. But when it came down to like hurting people and like the actual, he's just not. That wasn't his thing. Like that was the worst for him. And then you see people like they enjoy it. Like they're like who's the guy? Shit, he's always into fights. He's from New Jersey. He always has crazy fights. He fought Khabib, and Khabib like didn't break his arm because his parents were there.
Gaethje. I was like, yeah,
Gaethje. Yeah, like he wants to get hit in the face. Like,
yeah, he likes that.
He gets hit in the face and he gets excited. That's that part of the sport. I'm like, I'm not like that. I'll defend myself if I have to. At that point, it is what it is. But I don't like. That's a different level.
It is. It's funny because like when I used to compete a lot, my fiance used to be like, yeah, like before the matches and stuff like that, I used to be like calm, laughing. But then as soon as like your competition came in, like you went like quiet.
Yeah. No. See, I would not. See, that's another mental part. That's another mental battle. Like I know I have the ability to like. I know that I will not be good at that. I'll do it. I'll make myself do it.
It's different when you know that person is thinking the same, that he's gonna do some
gonna
damage to you.
Yeah, somebody's gonna get hurt. I don't know if people remember, but like, remember those days back in like middle school? I fought in high school, but that was like different. But in middle school, where like they tell you, hey, after school.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck with that the whole.
Yeah, after school.
You're waiting. You're waiting for like that bell, and you're like, fuck, when this bell rings, like it's on. Like, so imagine that times 10.
It is times 10 because like back then, like nobody knew what they were doing. Now you know the guy you fight, he knows what he's doing.
He could really hurt you. So
you're dealing with a problem. That's one of the things. Like I was talking to one of my friends before. Like, there's a reason why these guys have a lot of respect for each other. There's a reason why they don't say, "Oh, let's fight next week." You know what I mean? Like it's 6-8 weeks because they know they're dealing with a problem. Like you're not gonna just. Like when you're dealing with a guy who can fight, you're not just gonna say, "Oh, let's fight
right now."
Right now, I'll see you after school.
Yeah.
Like when you're fighting with a guy who can fight, I'll see you in 8 weeks.
Yeah. You need that.
You need that time to prepare because like a guy who knows what he's doing, like will do some real damage to you.
Imagine going into a fight knowing you're gonna lose. That's even crazy. That's even crazier. It's like I'm gonna go in this fight, but I know most likely I cannot beat this guy.
Yeah, I got
John Jones. Like, it was like come on.
Yeah, I don't know who can beat that man.
No,
he's a GOAT.
Yeah, there's no, because the thing is, he is master both skill. Like Khabib, right? Khabib is an awesome grappler. I don't say he's an awesome striker.
Yeah.
Now, Jones is both.
Yeah, he is. He's incredible.
It's weird. like, cause for some reason, I don't know, maybe because MMA is young. This is a young sport.
It is.
People
It is
forget.
very young.
So
90s. That's when it really
yeah,
started.
it's like it's so young. Like,
and it only started because like it was. I think I told you the story about it right before. I don't know. If
I remember.
It was because these jiu-jitsu guys wanted to prove that jiu-jitsu was better than every other art. So they created this Ultimate Fighting League, and they brought this tournament, and they brought in anybody from any style. Like, let's go.
That was a big question back in growing up. Like, who's better?
Yeah, and then Hoist, they purposely put Hoist in there, who was like 170. You know, he was the youngest brother. He was out of all of them was the weakest one, and he went and beat up everybody.
And they were just like,
and then everybody was like, oh, what the heck is, like, what is this style?
Yeah. And it changed the game. I mean, jiu-jitsu was the number one, like, winning art when it first started. Like, if you knew jiu-jitsu, you
now everybody trains it.
Yeah.
I got into an argument with my friend because he likes to send me videos like, oh, striker versus jiu-jitsu. I'm like, listen, there's an MMA fighter in the planet not training jiu-jitsu.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that. Like, Izzy is one of the best strikers out there. He trains jiu-jitsu. Pereira trains jiu-jitsu.
They have to.
Habib trains jiu-jitsu. Even though he trashes it every now and then, he's just like he trains jiu-jitsu. He trains with I think it was like Henzo.
Yeah, Henzo Gracie.
Yeah, he trains with them. So I'm like, these guys, everybody trains it because it's mixed martial arts. Like, why wouldn't you go into a fight knowing everything you could possibly know about fighting? They
might, like, I feel like Khabib, right? He might not train in the offense part of it, maybe, but he's definitely training defense. There's no way he's not training defense on jiu-jitsu. Yeah. You have to. All fighters have to at that point.
Yeah, because like you got to stop takedowns. You got to stop like all this innovative, like inverted, like leg lock stuff that people be doing, like these wild stuff. I'm like, I showed you
I was just gonna say that.
I'm like, if
you've
never seen any of that stuff, like you're gonna get caught 100% of the time.
You sent me a video that I watched like a million times because I still couldn't understand what happened.
Yeah,
I'm just like, the dude was just fighting back, and it was just like in like less than 10 seconds he was sleeping. Yeah, I'm like, what the? And it was no accident. The dude that did it got up like knowing, like, oh,
yeah, you're
not going anywhere.
And if you've never seen it, it's like, how are you gonna defend that if you've never seen that? So you have to. I'm like, it's called mixed martial arts. It's not striker versus grappler. Yeah. Everybody, a grappler is training striking, and a striker is training grappler. Everybody's training everything.
Yeah, see, it's like I feel like strikers, or at least that's changed, of course. But in the beginning, it was strikers did not respect the ground game. It was just like whatever. The people that came with jiu-jitsu, they respected striking always, because they always, I need to go through the striking to take you down. So there was like a respect there always. But from the striking people, they had to learn the hard way. Like, yeah,
the thing is like with grappling, like I'll be honest with you, like until I started grappling, like I was the same way. Like,
yeah, me too. I haven't grappled yet, but I learned, just like I said, I'm quick to like see and like pick up. I'm like, okay, this is completely different. Like, it's just a different game.
And that's how I got into jiu-jitsu. When I was like I was doing boxing, I was getting pretty good at it. You know, I was training. And then I went to one of my boys' class, and that was rough.
You just got your ass
kicked. The worst part of it is I was in shape. I was in serious shape.
And
like, it was there was no excuses. Yeah. Like, I couldn't be like, oh, I'm out of shape. Like, that's usually a lot of guys that come in and they get destroyed.
Yeah.
Oh, I was out of shape. I haven't done things. All right, okay, got an excuse. I had no excuse.
You're just like, oh.
I was in shape. I was lifting weights. Like,
you understood right away.
I understood. Okay. I was like, all right, this was bad.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So after that, I was like, all right, I gotta train.
And how long you been doing it now?
Me, like about to be 9 years.
And you're a black belt in jiu-jitsu. How hard was that? Like, can you tell people, like, was that like, how long did it take you to become a black belt? So 9 years. So when did you get your black belt? Like,
I got last 8 years.
So it took 8 years.
Yeah, that's on average. It takes 8 to 10.
Jesus Christ.
That's on average. So some people may take longer. There's some very rare people that can get it quicker. Jiu-jitsu is the hardest martial arts to get a black belt. Like, you can, Taekwondo, karate, you can get it 3-4 years. And
don't you have another black belt or like another high belt on something else? Right?
Well, I was doing Hapkido and I was doing Taekwondo. I do have belts in those. I didn't go all the way to black, but I mean, if I would have stayed.
Yeah.
I mean, I mainly wanted to learn like how to kick, the basics, how to kick, and they taught me a lot. Like I learned a ton from those gyms. It's funny because like when I was doing Hapkido, I was doing jiu-jitsu at the same time and I was competing, and I was using some of those Hapkido moves in my jiu-jitsu matches.
And it worked.
Oh yeah, I actually fought a guy who fought a guy who was in the UFC. I fought him and I used one of my Hapkido moves on him and took him down. And he was like, "What?" After the fight, he was like, "What the hell was that?"
Most people are not gonna know what that is. So, is that more like is that a striking or is that more like?
It's both.
So you do practice the ground.
Also. Yeah, Hapkido, you did some ground, but like their ground was not like jiu-jitsu. Like they're like half and half. So jiu-jitsu is full. So like we're learning way more than they are. They're learning more basic stuff.
It's more like throwing. Yeah,
we did some throws. Like Hapkido's not more for competition. It's more for like, honestly, when I used to do it, I was like, this is to kill somebody. Like, this is, like we used to do the finishing move. I'm like, this is a death move. Like, this isn't, like, I wouldn't do this to, like.
Yeah, not playing around.
Like, this isn't, yeah. If I start doing this, like, this is really to hurt you. This is not really it's not like jujitsu. Like, jujitsu, they teach you how to, like, restrain somebody. Yeah. And even in boxing, like, there's, like, ways to, like, get a guy off you with using your jab and.
Keep him away.
Karate and, like, Taekwondo, there's, like, ways. But, like, Hapkido is, like, this is like life or death type stuff.
You're learning like how you kill a person. Basically.
Like you're learning pressure points and like you're learning stuff with knives. Like learning not only how to take a knife but how to stab people and stuff like that. It's like
you're studying how to kill a person. Like you're turning the physical, like how to kill a person physically. Yeah. So
well, like a lot of police officers were in my class. Like there's a lot of officers taking it.
I believe. I mean, I that's here in Lowell.
That was in Marlboro.
In Marlboro. So I think that's awesome. I think police should learn jiu-jitsu and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like that will eliminate a lot of the issues that we have. Because sometimes I see police officers and I'm like,
yeah. I'm just like
come on, man.
Like, I'm like, boy.
Yeah, it's like, you should know something, right? Like,
I'm like, you better pray whoever you're trying to arrest, like,
does not know
what to do in that.
Yeah. And hopefully you have your gun, I guess.
Yeah, because like.
Yeah. No, I think is I had this conversation with a few people, and I mainly, of course, I agree with the part that jiu-jitsu is beneficial for everybody. Like everybody should learn it. Kids, women, old people, everybody should learn it at this point. But I do feel like we probably will go through a stage where like it might be dangerous. Like, cause
you think so? You think?
Yeah, I think so. Cause I'm basing it on like me, how like my experience like as high schooler or even before that. I did practice karate for like a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe that was me, but I feel like if I knew not karate, if I knew jiu-jitsu, I probably would have some arms would have been broken in fights. And it wasn't me starting any of them. I was not the bully in any fight.
Yeah.
But you get tried. And in the heat of the moment, I probably would have broken somebody's arm.
I mean, that could happen. But from my experience, like I've seen arrogant people come in and they leave out a different person.
But you've seen it in like your age.
No, younger kids too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I've seen like kids like the whatever 19, 18, 19, just got out of high school, state champion wrestler.
I'm talking younger than that. Because like at that age, you should have some sense already.
Well, but I mean, they come in
10, with 11. To me, that's where I see the problem because that's where I'm like.
Well, I think one of the issues with these young kids, they never got their ass whooped. So like when you go in jiu-jitsu, like you can't avoid.
No, exactly, and that's what I mean. Because in any fight I got involved, I was not the instigator on it.
Yeah,
it was always somebody else. Then usually they had no idea about fighting.
Yeah.
So then it came down to me to be the one with restraint.
Yeah.
But if like say a person like me, every fight I ever been to, I never wanted to get into the fight. I did everything possible to not end up in a fight. So when I was pushed to fight back, it was out of control anger now. And then I feel like if I was trained into doing some shit at that point and I had no control of like that reaction, I don't know how that would go. And I think it's an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Because it's new, right? This is abilities are new.
Yeah.
But I think in the long run, it's good, especially if everybody knew.
Yeah. I think it's different. Everybody's case.
Yeah, exactly.
Like some people may know how to use it, some people may not. From my experience, people get humbled.
Yeah.
Like I've had people come in talking stupid.
Yeah, and then
we just run through them, and then they're just like that.
This
nothing,
is different.
nothing. Because it's like, and then as they get better, they're humble because like they've experienced what it feels like to get squashed.
And so then,
and the thing with jiu-jitsu is like, I don't know if I told you this. Like the last tournament I did, there was this guy. He didn't look like anything. Like he looked like a typical dad, nerd, glasses. Just didn't look like he could do anything.
Yeah.
And that's the guy who I fought in the finals. And when he went through his bracket, like he injured the first guy. First guy that guy went home. Like I think he popped his arm out of the place. Like you know what I'm saying? Like and all of us look like athletes except this
like
dude.
Ben
Askren?
Yeah, like that. It's just like does not look like.
As I'm saying, so when you do martial arts and you know there's guys that don't look like they can fight, but they can. You're gonna be wise about who you mess with because you don't know this dude.
I think everybody should be wise who they mess with now, because it's different now. Like you just don't know anymore.
You don't know. Before
you could tell like, okay, this guy's a fighter, this guy's in shape. Something would like give you a tell of like, if you're a big dude, like, you know, nobody's messing with you.
Yeah, because you're the big dude.
You mess with people. You're the one that bullies people.
Yeah.
But now that's out the window because you don't know.
You
just don't know like what's coming. So that's interesting.
Because I remember when I was a white belt and I first started training, I went with this guy who was a brown belt, and he was like half my size, like small. And he gave me a hard roll. Like obviously I didn't get the better of him. He didn't get the better of me. It was a pretty even back and forth.
But in your mind,
in my mind, I lost.
Because you were smaller?
Because he was a lot smaller than me. In my mind, I'm like, I lost. I got my ass whooped. Even though it was like, he didn't do nothing to me. I didn't do nothing to him. But just the fact that he was able to keep me away.
Smaller than you, yeah.
And he was like, I think I may have had like 50 pounds on this dude. Like,
what do you think on that, how jiu-jitsu has like eliminated the advantage of a big person? Basically.
I think it's good.
Definitely. But do you think some people get too overconfident when it comes to that? Because like, let's say you, right? Let's say if you fight a person that's 250 pounds, but he has trained the same amount that you have. He has the advantage, right? Or am I wrong? I don't know. I'm asking.
If he's trained the same amount as me, it all depends what type of game he uses. Because it's like every game, like jiu-jitsu is almost like basketball. There's certain styles, like certain styles make fights, I guess. So it would depend. Like if he came in like a brute, like I like that style. That style fits me. So now if he has like athletic abilities, he's diverse. If he's similar to me, then I'm in trouble. If we have the same training and he's bigger than me and he moves like me, like.
So basically, I didn't know this. See, this is so interesting to me. So jiu-jitsu is kind of like basketball. You might have a finesse player. Yeah. You might have a power.
You might have a power player. Okay, you might have a guy who likes to be at the
bottom.
I thought
jiu-jitsu is all finesse all the time.
Because I've seen guys that they're winning, but you always see them on top. And then all of a sudden somebody gets them on the bottom, and this dude can't get out.
That's crazy.
That's what you see in the UFC. Like you see a guy 1 round, he's dominating the grappling, and then the next round, the other guy takes him down, and he's like, he can't get out.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and it's like, wait, weren't you in the first round dominating him?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because this guy is good when he's on top, but when he's on the bottom,
you're one-dimensional.
He's one-dimensional. So it's like, it doesn't matter if you're the same size as me, you train as much as me. To me, what matters is what your style is compared to my style. Like, how do we balance each other out? Like, are you like me, or if you're just gonna depend on your strength, like that's not gonna work for you.
I get that. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because jiu-jitsu, like, is basically the art of taking away your strength.
Yeah.
So if you are like, I seen on-train big dudes go against like, and I'm talking about like 250 pounds to like 150. In my mind, this guy's gonna pick this guy up and slam him on the ground, and then for whatever reason he gets to the floor, gets tied down to a way where like he can't use his power somehow. I don't get it. Like I said, I don't train, but I do see that where this happens, where like this dude is unable. Like, why don't you just do this? And he just can't.
Get up. Why don't you get up?
Yeah, it's like, I was rolling. Just pick him up with you.
It was funny. I was rolling with this guy the other day. It was like a couple weeks back, and they had me roll with him. He was way bigger than me, but like when I was rolling with somebody else, he was wondering why the guy wasn't getting up. Why don't you just get up? So then when I got him in that same spot, he was just like,
Whoa.
he tapped to just being on the bottom. I wasn't putting any pressure. He was just like, he was done.
Yeah.
And then like the coach was like, you see, it's not.
Not
You think you watch these fights and you think, oh, just get up.
Yeah,
Like nah. And it doesn't matter, like, because like I said, the guy was way bigger than me, but it's different. It's different when you're in there.
Yeah, see that's the beauty of it to me. That's why I want to get into it, but I want to make sure I'm healthy before I do it. I want to lose weight just because of the way I'm at right now. Like, it's not health. It would be healthy for me to move around. Like, I'm just gonna get hurt, and I already have a bunch of injuries. So, like for me, I want to lose weight so I'm able to move my body and then like start training. So I'm just doing like cardio and shit like that right now, and then I have to deal with the shoulder. Then once I do that, I would definitely want to start training, just because if you're a man, I don't see how you're not doing this. Like, it's just
I think it's just it's like an insurance policy. Like, you just never know when you need to use it.
Exactly.
And I was watching the story. You know Anthony Smith, right?
Yeah.
Did you hear the story about the dude broke in his house in the middle of the night?
Yeah, I don't remember. I know somebody did break into his house, but I don't remember. If you could tell the story if you remember it.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the night, and mind you, this dude lives with his wife and his 3 daughters. I think he has 2 or 3 daughters. But anyways, this dude was like on drugs.
Just coming into his house.
Yeah, 'cause he forgot to close the garage door.
Oh shit!
So this dude walks in, is walking through his house, making noise. He's like on drugs. And Anthony Smith has to wake up in the middle of the night and fight this dude for 6 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
And this dude's on drugs.
Yeah.
And I guess he was a state champion wrestler in high school. So Anthony Smith, he's much bigger than this dude. This dude was like, I think 5'11", like 180. Like Anthony Smith
Like
fights at 205, but out of
220 probably walks around.
yeah. We probably walks around 220. I think he's around like 6'4".
Yeah.
Like,
Big
he had
dude.
a 6-minute fight with this dude. I'm like, how many
Most
dudes can wake
that.
up wake up at 1 a.m. and fight some dude for 6 minutes?
I'll tell you right now. I can't
in their
even,
living room. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't even do like 3-minute round right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you just don't know. Like, and some people, like, it's just an insurance policy.
100%. Like, I'm definitely like itching to do it. I was gonna go to a class, then something happened. I didn't end up going. And one of the reasons is I'm just worried about my arm, because I'm like, my arm is like so bad where like just taking off a shirt will like my arm will come out of place. So in my mind, I'm like, kind of, you do anything in jiu-jitsu, you need your arm. So it's kind of like, that's why I haven't done it. But I think everybody should. I think that, we talked about it too. I think this should be in every like class.
Yeah, I don't know why schools don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it should be. And I think it's just because it's new. But I think it's gonna get there. I think it's gonna be like wrestling. Like, it makes sense.
I sent you St. Joe's, or what's it? St. John's. St. John's and Danvers. They have it.
Yeah,
because their principal is like big into it.
Yeah, I think it should be all the way down to like middle school.
Yeah, I just think basic self-defense should just be taught. Like, people should just know how to like defend themselves.
100%. 100%. I think it will get there. I think jiu-jitsu and like the rise of MMA.
Yeah,
will get there.
I think you gotta get there. I think, me personally, maybe some people may disagree. I think it would be less fights if people just knew how to fight. I think, because if you know the dangers of getting hit, like, because right now, like, you put 2 guys that don't know how to fight, they'll be like, whatever, like, we'll go in there. But like, if this dude is like thinking like, this guy might actually know something, you're not gonna fight him unless it's real problems, you know what I mean?
It just won't get to that point.
Yeah, it won't get to that point. You're like, I don't know.
Like, I don't want to do this. And it's not just on like, even if you do know you could kick that guy's ass, you just don't want to do it.
Yeah, you just don't. Like, you don't want to hurt somebody and get in trouble for hurting somebody either. Exactly. You're a little more like, all right, nah. Unless it's like serious where I have to defend myself, but it's like,
if I don't have to, I don't. Oh, and it's also a game. Like, I don't know if you've seen the I think it was Matt Serra. He was at you remember Matt Serra?
Yeah, I know Matt Serra.
He was he was ordering food, and this guy just starts wilding out at the restaurant, starts acting crazy.
Yeah,
and he just takes him down, and he's laughing the whole time.
Yeah,
takes him down. I forget what he does, but he puts him on a mount, I think it is, and he just sitting there waiting for the cops, laughing. He's like, no, it's fine.
Yeah, people don't.
He's
people
telling
don't
everybody,
realize.
like, don't worry about it. It's completely fine. And Matt Serra's not a big guy. The
Yeah.
other guy was way bigger. But he just got taken down, and he controlled him until the police got there.
It's almost like a superpower, man.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I remember. I'll tell you a story. So I remember when I started training. I think I was like maybe close to 2 years in, and it was me and my boy were there. We were training. The coaches, for some reason, they didn't show up. So one of the guys that trained, he told some of his friends from home, whatever, to come down, check out the gym. So it was just us two. So these two guys came, and one of them was like, he was big and he was athletic. He probably played some sport, playing maybe football or something. And he had like this little hype man with him, talking about how he's so strong and nobody can touch him and blah blah blah. And like I went easy on him, but I messed him up. Like you know what I mean? But I was going easy on him. Like I was just kind of showing him that he wasn't strong.
You're not.
Like I was just dragging him around, just like not trying. But then my boy, who was a lot smaller than me, like he really took it to him. Like I was like, this kid ain't coming back.
No.
Because I'm like, if this is what his friends at home think, like this dude's like this powerhouse, like And my boy was like, nah.
Yeah, you gotta respect. You gotta respect. You know, it's funny. That's a similar story. And again, I'm going back to the stories I heard from MMA. I forget who it was. It's Carlos Condit, I think it was.
Yeah.
They went to the Marines. You know how they have these shows or whatever. So he went to a Navy. I mean, what is that called? A base, Army base. And of course, you know, these are Army dudes. They have a gym. They have boxing and they do all this stuff. So Marines, being Marines, want to test out the UFC fighter. And I remember, I think the story goes, the Marine asked Carlos Condit, "Hey, how hard do you want to go?" And Carlos's answer was, "I'll hit you as hard as you hit me." And the Marine just full out just goes crazy, hits him in the beginning, knocks him down. Carlos gets up like, okay, and then just demolishes.
Yeah, they go hard. Military people.
Yeah. They're not. So he wasn't playing like around. He was going full on like a fight.
Yeah.
And I remember, I forget who it was. I think it was it dude with the one eye?
Bisbing.
Yeah, Bisbing was there too. It was them too, and Bisbing was watching this like, hey, we might just get shot and dumped somewhere because he beat the guy up so bad. The military guy got fucked up that he was just like, whoa, like we might not make it out of here. So imagine, there's a difference. There's levels.
Yeah, they go hard, but the thing is like military training, because they have to learn so much like weapons, and they don't have like time to really learn.
One of the guys that helped me build this thing, DJ Goliath, shout out to him. He was, you know, he's an ex-military, of course, not a Navy and not in a bad rank, but you know, he went to the military. He did like 4 or 5 years. He went on tours and everything. So the guy knows. And I asked him, and he does jiu-jitsu also. He trains jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So I asked him, and he was just like, "This is different.
Yeah.
We get trained to kill people as fast as possible. We don't get trained to have a hand-to-hand combat. Like you grab me, I get trained to pull my sidearm and shoot you.
Yeah.
Or if I have a knife, that's what we get trained to do. We don't get trained to get into this scuffle with nobody. We trying to end this as fast as possible by any means necessary. So it's a different level of training. It's not the same. But he does agree. He said they should, and I think it is now. I think it's part of it might be part of the, like, you know, the curriculum now.
Yeah.
Where they are training jiu-jitsu and grappling and all that stuff. But before they weren't. They just.
Yeah. Because I've gone with like guys from the military, and they've all said the same thing. It's not the same. Like they're not learning everything. They're learning just enough to, you know, wrestle a gun off somebody. Yeah, and they're not really going through every technique and every move.
It's crazy. It's crazy where, like, what is this gonna look like in a few years? Because it's already changed so much. So
I've seen some of these young kids, and I'm just like, damn, like people better start training.
Yeah, no,
because some of these kids are good. Like,
yeah,
and like, you know what I mean? Like me, I look at myself. I'm like, hey, I started training, you know, like after college,
late.
You know what I mean? Like early mid 20s. Like these kids are training when they're like freaking 7, 8 years old. Like,
exactly.
by the time they get to 20.
Is there anybody like? I mean, they're probably now, like the new generation coming up from the UFC. Like probably now they're like, they've been doing it since like 7.
Habib.
Oh yeah.
Like I was like, you're gonna be seeing a lot more Habibs running.
Yeah, that's a scary dude.
You're gonna be seeing some Habibs just running, just working at Walmart. Like.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. But yeah, will you ever fight have you ever considered like MMA or anything like that?
Me, like I never considered MMA. They'd have to be a serious amount of money because I'm an engineer. You know what I mean? Like I make.
So
I'm good at when it comes to money. Like they'd have to be something like outrageous. Like jiu-jitsu, I can see myself like competing at some point, like getting back into it.
That's I think jiu-jitsu they're starting to make money now, like real money.
Yeah, they're making real money.
Yeah, so like that's probably that's gonna be like well, I don't know, wrestlers don't make that much money.
They don't make that. Yeah. They don't make that much. Only like the big ones that go to the Olympics.
And even that is not like life changing money.
Yeah.
You might get sponsors and shit like that in the beginning when you first win, but then after that it goes away. But if you see a person like Gordon Ryan, where
he's
like,
making money.
Yeah, it's like, and he's the first, like he's actually the first jiu-jitsu practitioner to actually make money.
Yeah, there's gonna be more guys like that. You're gonna see
the sport's gonna grow. Like I wasn't aware of like all these tournaments. Like even here, like until I started speaking to you,
there's so many of them.
I thought this was like in California and like those places where like I didn't know jiu-jitsu was so big, even just here.
Yeah,
Massachusetts.
There's some real good guys around here too.
Yeah, I mean we got some MMA fighters already from the area.
Yeah,
So it's interesting. Yeah, I think I'll be like, I'm a competitive person, so like I'm kind of like you. Like I know when I step into like the to any class, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I already know this, and then it's gonna hit me like, okay, this can't happen. I need to train and I need to get better. So at least I'm somewhat like able to defend myself.
Yeah, that's where it all starts. It's like, when you make that decision where it's like, I can't allow that to happen anymore.
Yeah, but I'm probably too old. Like me, I'm 32, so I probably will never like compete.
You're never too old to compete.
Yeah, but not. I wouldn't be like a serious.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I guess. But
like I see people like 65 still out there competing. There's divisions for weights and heights and not heights, but weights and ages and belts. Like,
yeah, but it's still not gonna be the same. Like you're not gonna be the number one. Like you're not.
No, you're not gonna be like, obviously you're not gonna be Gordon Ryan after starting this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, all right, but that's what I feel like for me. Like I feel like I will once if I start practicing and I get good, then I want to test myself.
Yeah,
because I already know like
it's a progression.
I know if I get good at this, then I'm gonna be like, okay, so who else is good, and I want to. Like,
that's what happened to me because when I first came in there, I was like, I'm not gonna compete. That's what I said. I'm just gonna train.
Yeah.
But then after I started getting good, and then I see some of the guys that I'm training with, and they're competing.
So you're like,
I'm like, wait a minute. Like let me see what I can do out there too. Like they're out here winning gold. I'm rolling with them all the time. Like let me see what I can do.
And that's what's literally gonna happen to me, and I know because if you learn something, then you want to test yourself.
It's addictive though.
Yeah.
Once you start competing, you get addicted to it. I was competing like probably like every other month or like twice in a month sometimes. Like I think I would compete like 10 times within the year.
You ever got hurt? And I mean hurt like, I mean of course you get hurt, but like seriously like hurt, like need surgery or like anything
never
broken?
Surgery, but I've definitely been hurt in tournaments, and honestly it was funny because like I've been hurt most of the time when I win. Like my knee got caught somehow, like, and I got I popped my knee or whatever, but I kept going, like obviously with the adrenaline going.
You don't at the moment it doesn't seem as bad, but then afterwards.
But I mean, like I wasn't anything like I was out for like 2 weeks or something like that. After 2 weeks of like just like resting, I was back training. You're gonna get hurt, like especially when you go like I've hurt people too, like in tournaments. I remember my first tournament, some dude like there's a scream rule, like if a guy doesn't tap, like it goes to someone like till the time runs out or to somebody taps. And I had some dude in the armbar in my first tournament, and he screamed out of he screamed
the pain,
and then the ref obviously he stopped, but he got up like I'm like, damn, his arm is jacked up. He should have tapped.
See, I don't have an ego. I have no ego when it comes to that. I'm tapping.
I didn't understand it because like we were white belts. And like I'm like, listen, this is like no one cares about a white belt tournament. Like if you win or you lose,
just tap, bro.
Nobody cares. Like you know what I mean? Like nobody knows how many losses Gordon Ryan had at white belt. Like nobody knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Because nobody cares. Like you know what I mean? So I'm like, someone has you, just tap.
Yeah, that's. But again, it comes down to ego. Some people, like I imagine you probably dealt with this with like new people come in and they're just like,
Oh, I dealt with one guy like that where like he just wouldn't tap to arm bars, and I didn't want to break his arm.
Yeah, you're at that point you're protecting him.
I was like, fuck, I don't want to break this guy's arm because I'm like he's newer. Like she said he did MMA. He trained at another gym, so he came to our gym, and I'm like, I don't want to be an asshole and like break his arm when he comes to visit our gym. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna choke him out.
Yeah, but at that point, you don't want to let him go either.
Yeah, I'm saying like now
I'm he's just gonna walk around even worse.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, all right, well, roll with this guy and then get tapped. Yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna choke him out 5 times then.
That's crazy. Now, let's move on a little bit from MMA. Basketball. What do you think? What time's the game? Who's winning today?
Come on, Celtics. Of course.
No. I know you want the Celtics to win, but do you believe the Celtics are gonna win?
Of course, it's Game 7 at home. Like you saw Game 7 versus Philadelphia.
Yeah, I hope Jimmy's different. That's the point that I guess. Like I get.
He's different.
Has he lost a Game 7?
Yeah, last year.
To us.
Yeah,
but still, there's not many. Like then he lost to us, and then he lost that game with when he was in Philly, where Kawhi hit that fucking last minute luckiest shot up. Well, I don't know. I guess the last time, the one we saw on Saturday, was probably the luckiest game winning fucking shot ever.
I mean,
but yeah, like
I like Jimmy, but
yeah,
I think the Celtics got their number.
Better win. That's my whole point. Like to me, it's like surprising that we even at this like even last game Saturday, I was like, how are we like at this point? We're like, I think it was like 2 minutes left. We were all about 9 points with 2 minutes left.
Yeah. Then they just find a way to
and
blow
then
things.
That's why I'm telling you, like those dudes scare me, and I feel like if Miami comes out and blitzes us, I don't think we'll come back. I think Miami does. I think Miami doesn't matter the lead.
You don't think after coming back 3-0 after fighting this hard, like these dudes are gonna? You think they're gonna lay flat in front of the home crowd?
I hope not.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's my whole point. I'll be surprised if Miami does. That'd be a surprise to me, right? Yeah. But I won't be surprised if we lay down. To be honest, I won't. And I want us to win, 100%. But from what I've seen, like I wouldn't be surprised if we just don't show up in Game 7.
I think we show up. Right? I think we show up. We whoop them.
Yep. That's the only way we're gonna win, I think.
And then we look like shit Game 1 versus Denver.
Yeah.
That's been our MO. It's like when I go at work, people like complaining. I'm like, listen, this is a roller coaster ride. This is a roller coaster ride with Celtics. Like this.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like
I was so mad. Like I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like I was like when I saw them catch up, like I didn't know what to do. No lie, I almost cried because I saw the last 3-pointer go up. And I'm like, okay, there's like once I saw it miss, I'm like, I just like fuck, like there's no fucking way this just happened. And then all of a sudden I was confused. I'm like, wait, what? We won? Like I was like, what the fuck happened? Because I just shut it off. I just went away. I was like, okay, this is over. And then everybody's like texting me, and then I'm like, I go back and I'm like, what the fuck happened? I thought we lost, and we won. So to me, that's why it's like so incredible that I even got to that. Like we were winning the whole game. So like, it's like you had a good point. I feel like the only way we win today is if we win by a lot.
I think we're gonna win by a lot.
The only way.
I think they're gonna come out on fire. We're due. Like, we shot the worst we've ever shot all season.
Yeah,
they shot like 20% from last time. Like we're due
for a
decent shooting game. Like
yeah,
and we still had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, shooting like shit.
I think our issue mainly comes down to like turnovers. I don't know what the fuck happens. Like we just everybody.
Brown he had an interview. He was saying that like what happens with guys is when the game starts getting close, nobody wants to fuck up. So then they start fucking up. They start getting nervous. Yeah, they start like, oh, should I pass it? Should I shoot it? Should I? And they, that's what happens. So then they start turning over the ball
because it's all of them. It's Smart, Tatum. Like
it gets contagious.
Yeah,
once one start doing it, everybody is just turning.
It's
over
just like nobody's doing anything. It's not defense doing it. It's us. Yeah. So it's weird.
That's the worst. That's the worst way to lose when you're like you're losing, but it's because of you.
Yeah, that's why. Like I don't know how confident like we're gonna be. Like how confident do we feel when we know we're not supposed to be here? We did it by luck, and nobody can argue that. We are in Game 7, and it's luck.
Yeah, but think about Miami. They did everything they could to fight back, and then
Yeah, so maybe they're more like deflated.
they're like,
like
"What is there anything we can do? Like we had the game and we still lost."
Yeah,
like,
but then again, they were terrible. Like Jimmy was terrible. Like everybody was terrible. For
Jimmy's
Miami.
been terrible the last 3 games.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be interesting. But I'm not gonna lie. Whoever wins, that's what I'm going for. And I don't know. I don't think we could beat Denver.
You don't think we could beat Denver?
Man, the Jokic is a different animal, man. This guy does not get like nothing faces him. Not losing, not winning. It's like he has no fucking emotion out there. Like I don't know if I don't think. I mean, the only way if is the other people don't show up for him. If Murray gets hurt and he doesn't show up, or the other players don't show up, but he's gonna average a triple double against us because we don't have a big man. Like I love Al, but I don't think we. I mean, this guy Anthony Davis couldn't do nothing with this guy.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. But Hachimura was giving him problems.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and Al's smarter at defense. Al's a good defensive player.
Yeah.
He might not be giving us points right now,
but you know how they started slowing him down? They put Hachimura on him, and then they had Anthony Davis trying to block his shot from the side.
Yeah, he was like.
So what do you think Boston's gonna do? Gonna put Horford on him? You're gonna put Robert Williams to go chase that?
Oh, I forget about Williams. Williams is long as shit.
Yeah,
so
he's gonna just when he puts that up, you know what to do, and then he's gonna, Aaron Gordon's not much of a shooter. We're gonna probably dare him to shoot.
Yeah, but
you're gonna put Tatum on Porter, then you're gonna put Brown on Cadwell, and you're gonna have Smart on Murray.
Yeah.
We match up well with
everybody. That team. Yeah, out of everybody, I think we probably give him the hardest.
I don't think the NBA wants to see Miami versus Denver. Like, no offense, Miami does not match up well against Denver. No. They're gonna get blasted. Like,
I think
the respectful way to lose is getting beat up right here today.
Game 7.
Game 7.
Man, I feel bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes I look at it, I'm like, damn, I do want Miami to win. I want Jimmy to win.
I like Jimmy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they deserve to win. Like the way they play, they just don't have enough firepower.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. If the Celtics were to lose,
I'm going for Miami.
I would like Miami. Because I like that Miami team. I like the whole story. I like the players, like how they have to like fight their way. Like
exactly.
It's relatable. You can relate to like guys that they just fight and claw and they get to where where they want to go. Not being
the guy all the time.
Like no, you had to like was it Caleb Martin? Like he had to. Was it J. Cole called Miami for him or something like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the heck? You have a rapper
crazy.
calling to get you a shot, like.
But still, to me, like I just like their style of play.
Yeah, it's
like,
gritty.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie. Like I look at KD Book. To me, that was crazy. No, like I'm like, how do you lose? Like that's nuts to me.
Yeah,
it was like you guys have like you, and I guess 2 players don't make the whole team, but in my mind, I'm like, if they had the right culture. Like, give those 2 players, give that squad to, like, Spo. Like, put them in Miami. They ain't losing.
That'd be different.
They ain't losing. Unless they get hurt, right? Like, they ain't losing. There's just no way. And that comes from the coach. Well, from Pat, and then the coach, and then the players. So, to me, like, it's overrated. Like, not overrated, but they don't give, like, enough credit to that side of basketball. Like, a lot of people have forgotten that it's just okay. Let's just put great talent together and throw them out there.
Yeah,
and I think that's that's disrespectful.
Yeah,
to like you need a coach, you need like a good foundation. You need like the whole. That's why I think basketball, the same teams always win. That's part of it. Like, and that's why most of the championships are on the same coaches. Like, it's all like from like it's all gets stuck to like. A coach or an organization, and I think that's another thing that people don't give LeBron James credit for. LeBron never had that. Everywhere he went, he had to create the environment and the culture. It was not there. Like I love Jordan, but
that Heat culture was there before he got there, though.
Well, Pat
Riley was there.
That's the only one. That's the only one. But he didn't have the great coach yet. Just Pat was there, but I don't think Spo was at the level that he is at now. He was just a rookie.
I think. LeBron and Spo got into it. And Pat Riley went down there and said, I ain't getting rid of him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why he left. Right. Yeah, that's why he left. But
that type of buy-in from the front office, that's what you need. Exactly. Like, this is how we're gonna operate. You don't like it, go.
Get out. Exactly. Like I love Jordan, right? But I don't think people give credit to like Jordan never went through like that, like different coach, different environment. Like imagine if the way Jordan was, right? Like you hear the stories.
Oh yeah, he was
spitting on people's foods. Like you play like.
Yeah, Jordan was that. I would have fought him.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
easily,
like a lot of people say, like that shit will not fly in today's NBA. Yeah. Jordan can't come and do that. Players would just destroy him. Like it's just not happening. Yeah, and to me, you have to give credit to who kept that together, which was
Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson,
the Zen master.
Exactly. Like
there was a lot of wild boys on that team, like Dennis Rodman. Like
like to keep all of that. Like it takes. Like if you look at some of the teams that have lost lately, if you put a good coach in there, they're not losing. Yeah. Like the Nets, they had all these great stars. They didn't have a good coach. I feel like if those three players, Harden, Kyrie, and KD, get a good coach, get a good a strong person there, they work, and they probably win. But without that, I don't think.
Yeah, the coaching is very important.
Yeah, so that's one aspect of basketball that I think is probably getting pushed. Like that's why you see you don't win, you fire the coach. You don't win, you fire the coach.
Yeah, I don't like that whole culture of just fire the coach. Like this dude was coach of the year last year, and you want to fire him this year? Like come on, man.
Like that doesn't make sense.
Like that one with the Milwaukee, like how they the dude's brother died, and obviously you can't expect him to be 100% if his brother just died.
Yeah,
like. All right, maybe he could have done a better job, but his brother just died. Like, he at least showed up to work. Like
exactly, it's different. And the guy give him another year at least.
Yeah, let him. All right, come back next year. Let's reset. But I'm like, bro, to fire him.
Yeah, and he did make mistakes. Like I forget. I'm not gonna be able to name them all, but they he did make a few mistakes coaching wise. But the guy was going through a family issue. Who knows how his mind was, but. My point is, what do you do with the debate of LeBron and Jordan? I'm pretty sure you're gonna pick Jordan.
Of course, man.
Yeah, and I go back and forth. I'm not gonna lie, just because I try to break it down into more than just everything that surrounds it, and that's the one thing that I give LeBron credit. I don't think Jordan could keep a team together. I don't think so.
Maybe not in this era.
I don't think even in that era. I think that's Phil Jackson. I think that's off. Jordan is not built that way. You see, Jimmy. You see how Jimmy didn't work nowhere?
Yeah, of course.
That'll be Jordan without a good coach. That's Jordan without a good coach.
I mean, you make a valid point about about it. Giving Phil Jackson a lot of credit, but I just think.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think Jordan would work everywhere, but there were some gritty teams that Jordan I think would have worked back in those days. Like the Knicks, that was a gritty team.
Yeah, but that again goes back to the coaching and it's gonna keep that together. That's the only knock on don't get me wrong. 5 minutes, give me Jordan. Like there's 5 minutes in the game, I don't care who it is. Give me Jordan.
But look, who was similar to Jordan? Kobe.
Again, who was there?
Yeah, but I mean Phil Jackson was there. But you gotta give Kobe
No, of course I'm not taking anything from those dudes. I love Jordan and it's a debate for me. But some people don't. To some people, it's not even a debate. That's where I'm like, come on.
Yeah, but Phil Jackson was also there with Kobe when they weren't champions.
Yeah, but
I just think.
But Kobe learned though. I think Kobe went to that transition where all right, I need to change. I need to bring these dudes along. I need to be more friendlier. I need to
You don't think it was Paul Gasol and getting some players that can play with him?
Yeah, but he was I guess Paul was able to run with him and follow the lead.
Did you ever hear his interview when they asked him about why don't you pass the ball? And he said I see these guys. Not working.
I don't respect.
Why would I give them the ball if they're not in the gym working?
Yeah, but see, I think LeBron takes teams further. Even if they're that way.
LeBron is more of a buddy. He's a guy.
Yeah, it's just I feel like you're gonna
But but the thing I hate about LeBron, and I don't know if you picked this up on him, is LeBron is quick to get rid of you too.
Yeah.
But LeBron will smile in your face. At least Jordan would. At least you know it's coming.
In that sense, yeah. That I will agree with.
I'd rather sit with somebody that I know is looking me in the eye and like I know what it is. Like LeBron was everything is we're dancing with, everything is good, and then
he's passive aggressive. He's passive.
And then next thing you know is like, all right, you're going to freaking Minnesota. It's like, oh, what? Hey, LeBron, I thought we were cool.
Yeah. I just like I said, I don't think Braun will win in a 1-on-1 against Jordan. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I think Jordan would die if you know what I'm saying. Like he would play to the death. I think LeBron has a. I think LeBron there's a point where LeBron will reach where he's like, all right.
Do you think? And I heard this argument before, and I think it was Dwayne Wade, or Gilbert Arenas that said LeBron like has never had to like physically like go all out. Like
I think he's had to go all out. I personally, I've seen him go against Boston, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why I think we don't like him a lot is because he's taking us out so much, and that's the only reason. Yeah, I just. But he, like if you seen those series, like those are some hard series, man. That LeBron Game 6 in Boston, bro, that was like, damn,
all time. I
was like, damn.
Yeah, it's just to me, it's just weird.
And I've seen LeBron play live. I went when Isaiah Thomas was on the Celtics that last year he played. I went to that series when they played Cleveland, and man, like LeBron was easily the best player I've seen play live.
Yeah,
how easy he was. Just like it was like he could have had 60 if he wanted to.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like I don't know, but mentality.
His mentality was like, okay, I'll get 20 here. Get next quarter, I'll get like 5-6 assists. Like he's just like whatever.
Yeah.
Like Jordan would have just take your throat out. Like you know what I mean? He was there to he would have got you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, in that aspect, like I said, in that aspect, clutch and just the will to win. Like Jordan is gonna take that edge.
Yeah, and I think that's why a lot of our generation, like they gravitate to Kobe and Jordan.
Yeah.
It's because those guys were killers.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying like LeBron wasn't a killer, but like if you put it, there's a different level of killer. Yeah. Like there's certain animals you're like, all right, this like I ain't messing with this. All right, maybe you give me a knife or something.
Yeah, yeah, it's just like you said, like LeBron will kill you, but he might like kill you and leave you alone.
Yeah, he might let you get yours a little bit. You know what I mean? Like
Jordan is not happy.
Yeah, Jordan wanted to destroy you. Like and it didn't matter like I saw stories with with Kukoc.
Yeah.
Like Kukoc wasn't even at his level, but he was just that petty. Yeah. Like he was just
yeah, it reminds me of that's why I'm scared of Jimmy Butler. It reminds me of him.
Oh yeah. Like, Jimmy has that in him.
Yeah, like he just has that like
he just went at Grant Williams like
it doesn't matter. Like if you
But you know what bothered me about that play? Is that Boston didn't say anything to him.
To Jimmy?
Yeah.
That's
what bothered me a lot.
I'm not gonna lie. And even the I don't know if you noticed it, but even in the
interviews,
yeah, like Tatum kind of like they asked him the questions like, "What do you think about what happened between Grant Williams and Jimmy?" He's just like, "Next question." Like he didn't even.
Yeah.
And to me, it was just like I would have been like, "It's cool." Like I wasn't mad. Like I heard a lot of people like, "Who the fuck is Grant Williams talking shit to Jimmy Butler?" Like what the fuck? Like don't. He's above your level. Like don't do that.
Yeah.
And to me, I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it. I liked it. I was like, this dude got hard and he's competing. He might not be getting the best of Jimmy right now, but I didn't have a problem.
I would have liked because like playing basketball, I played in some gritty teams, and I've been in some basketball fights like in games. And usually when one of your teammates, it doesn't matter if he's the worst player on the team,
you step up.
Yeah, if somebody is messing with one of your teammates, you get in there. Exactly. Like I'm not saying like throw punches with Jimmy Butler, but like get in his face,
show him.
Yeah, be like, yeah, we ain't afraid of you. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm not saying because obviously some of them are like Brown and Butler are friends, obviously.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm not saying go throw punches. With
him.
But let him know that you got Grant's back. Exactly. Like we got his back.
Yeah, like to me, I feel like the big dog should have like shown a little bit.
The big dogs gotta come in and they gotta say, hey Jimmy, hey, like
exactly, like yeah.
Remember where you at, Jimmy?
He's guarding you, but if you blow up, I'm gonna blow up. Like
that was the line we used to say when we used to get into it with people at low high. We just say, hey, remember where you at?
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, listen, it's about you gotta like have your respect. Like that's one thing.
Yeah.
I'm big in. Like I'll say this. I'm not a fighter at all, but I am willing to fight anybody at anytime. Even if I know I'm gonna lose.
Yeah. But
like I'm willing to fight.
And we're not advocating the Celtics would fight, should fight them, but like they should have been like
show some heart, like
hey, like all right, like some pushback.
Exactly.
Like if you look at the video, everybody's like turning away. Some people are some people are like turning at like there was like a snapshot. I think it was Brogdon. He was like staring at like Grant, like, what are you doing? Like,
that's what I didn't like. I'm like,
I was like, guys, like, hey,
you have to have your man's back. Come on,
like, come on, man.
What it is. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, I want to be in a team. Like, if I'm in a fight, we're in a fight. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's
like
I
don't want to feel like if I'm in a fight, I'm in a fight, and I'm gonna have to fight you guys too at the end. Like,
afterwards, exactly. Yeah, no, I bet. It's funny. I have a story about that. I was a little kid. I was like 8. I forget what it was. I was like 8. This is back in the Dominican Republic, and I went to visit my cousin that lived in like a different town, and I get to his house, and his dad is like, "Oh, he's not here. He's at the park. You can just go to the park." So I run to the park. I've been there before, so I knew where the park was, and from afar, I see my cousin fighting like 3 dudes. So I run to where he's at to help him. The minute I step in, my cousin leaves.
Oh, geez.
And leaves me with the fight.
Oh.
Then he runs to his house and goes and tells my uncle. And my uncle's like, "So you just left him there?" And my uncle beat his ass. Like, my uncle literally beat his ass because he's like, he went to help you and you run and leave him there.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, that you don't want that. If you're going to get into a fight, you better know, like, who's down and who's not, because that's the worst. Like, yeah, my cousin literally did that shit to me. I was like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, that's the one thing I would like the Celtics to change. Is like, like, just have each other's back.
Yeah, a little
like
bit more.
In those situations, like, y'all, like, I'm not saying go throw blows with, don't get suspended. Like, but like, show some unity in that situation. Like, hey, we ain't afraid. And then come in after the timeout or whatever, after everything's breaking up, and then come in and play some hard defense. You know what's funny?
That might be the problem with the Celtics. It might be too nice.
Yeah,
everybody's too nice.
It is.
We don't have that one guy. Like, every team has that one guy. Like don't mess with my teammates. No, it doesn't matter who.
Yeah, we need that guy.
I think we don't have that. I think we need somebody who's like
an enforcer.
Yeah, definitely. I think you said. I think you posted something about like they should bring me in just for that.
Oh yeah. I was talking about because Haslam was retiring. I felt that. Yeah. I was like, hey, you guys need an enforcer just to go in there, just shake things up a little bit.
Exactly. I think that's needed.
I don't have to play. I just
put me in for a minute or two, and that's
I got 6 fouls. I'll make everyone count.
I know how to use them. Yeah, man, that's it's gonna be a good game. That I know. I think today. I think
they win.
Anyway.
I think they win.
We better.
I think they win, and then we continue this roller coaster ride.
What do you think happens if we don't if we win now, but then we don't beat the Nuggets? Do you think they just blow up the team?
I don't think they blow it up just because we got to the finals back to back. Yeah, but
coaching maybe again go.
I think they'll give him another run.
I think they should. He's a young coach.
He's young.
He's
our age.
That's crazy. and the guy just he just got.
He played against Jimmy Butler in college.
Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like,
there was a meme about like Jimmy bounced him in college.
Yeah,
and then he was about to do the same thing again. That's crazy. That's a crazy story.
Yeah, so he's young. Like, I mean, I like him.
I'm not gonna lie, I like him too.
I like him. I think the media hates him because he's a little too serious, and I think
that's good.
I think it comes with like he's young and he's probably trying to show that I'm not that I think he's trying to show that he's mature. So I think he leans too hard on being straight. Like, they'll ask him like a simple question, he'll just give him the hardest answer he can give him.
Yeah, I think I like it though. I mean, that reminds me of like Popovich or like football coach here.
Oh yeah, Belichick. But they got rings, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
when you got rings, you can get away with that.
He needs the accolades first before he could do that. So I get that part. But
like, I have no issue with it, with him doing it. But I think that's why the media hates him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they should give him another chance. I don't think they should blow it up. Even if we lose, I don't think we should keep somewhat the core of the team, but I don't think we'll pay them.
No. We don't win. I don't think they get their money like full. They're gonna get paid, but they're not gonna get paid.
Somebody is gonna have to be like, I want to stay here, and I believe in this team, so I'm gonna take a pay cut.
They're all gonna have to take pay cuts, I think.
Yeah, at least the superstars. Like you're gonna have, if you guys want to keep it going, they're gonna have, because they're all both up for the supermax.
Yeah, but they can only get it from Boston. So even if they left,
and Boston can't afford both, can
yeah,
they?
no, not they can, but they're gonna be playing with guys from Walmart.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they're gonna be playing with, like, you know what I mean, like some guys from McDonald's. Like,
yeah, it's just not gonna be.
You know, you're not. That's $600 million you're paying for two guys.
Yeah, that's
like,
incredible. That's insane that the NBA's gotten to that level.
We're gonna get to a point. Like I remember when Kobe and Garnett made $20 million a year, and I was like, that's insane. $20 million a year
to play ball.
Yo, dudes like Westbrook was making 47 his last contract.
That's crazy.
I was like, we're gonna get to a point where someone's gonna make $100 million
in a year. That's insane.
You know who? If I was Dr. J, I'd be sick to my stomach.
If I was any of those old school
players,
it's like
playing,
what?
Playing for like what, 100,000?
But also, like, what do you think? Like, what do you think? Do you believe this thing where, like, the eras, like the old players were better? I don't believe that. Or what do you think?
I think we're more skilled, but I think there are certain players from those eras that if they had the same training, I think they would do. No,
I definitely believe that there are some players from those eras that could play.
Yeah, I think there's some players that could just do it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I feel like most players now, I think you could drop like a off the bench player in like the 80s, and he'll look.
Yeah, but take that bench player and have him playing Chucks his whole life, and have him go through the whole civil rights movement, and have him smoke cigarettes between practice. Like
they're getting paid nothing.
They're getting paid peanuts, and tell me he's gonna play.
No, 100%. That aspect, yeah. But I just get mad when I feel like when I see the older players like oh, you would not make it.
Well, like, I think the players now, like, there's no argument. They're more skilled now than we ever been. It's just how the evolution of the game. Like,
like the Dennis Rodman thing, where like I think he was saying like he could guard Shaq.
Nah, hell no.
And then I think it was Scottie Pippen. I think it was I forget who it was, but there was I think it was Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas says like you were 215 pounds.
Yeah, there's no way.
You know, like, nah, like they don't understand like how fast the game has gotten. And this goes to like all sports basically, because I had this conversation with my dad all the time on baseball. My dad's like, these new players, I'm like, I don't think you understand. Like everything's improved. Pitching is improved. Like everything's just heightened. These are like specimens of like when it comes to the how big these dudes are, how fast they are, how strong they are. These old players will not compete. I don't think they'll. Like LeBron James is like an animal compared to any of those players.
Yeah, he is. He is an animal compared to anybody. He's like Magic Johnson on steroids.
Yeah, it's like I think evolution is not something that you mess with. I think we evolve and we get better. It's just a fact. Yeah. There's no like. It's just like fighting. You throw one of those old fighters into now, it's a wrap. Yeah. It's a wrap. It's not even fair. Like,
but I do give like the greats a chance.
And no. The greats of course, like Magic Johnson is gonna be Magic Johnson, and it doesn't matter what era he's on.
I would give him just because like think about the knowledge we have now. Like
it all comes from them.
Yeah, it comes from them. But I can go on my phone. And find.
We got it easy, bro.
I can find anything and train on it, and I can find what everybody else is doing and see what Kobe's workout was, what this guy's workout was, and find videos.
That's true.
Like these guys were like they had nothing. Like
these guys had jobs. Bro.
These guys had jobs. They had like 9 to 5.
Regular jobs afterwards.
Like some dudes, like they have 9 to 5. They go home and they sit on the couch and they just relax. Like this dude's going to go play 48 minutes. Like against some elite athlete. Like you know what I mean? Like in Chucks.
It's weird. Like that's weird, right? Because in baseball, it's the same thing. Like or like even in fighting, like there was like 19 rounds. Like in boxing back in the day.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't know how the hell you.
Yeah, so it's like, did we get soft? Like, or like, how do we get soft? Like, we're better, we're stronger.
I think it's the money, man.
Oh, you think it's mental? It's more mental.
Yeah, you got all this money. Why am I fighting for 19 rounds when I can make 300?
Yeah, see, that's a point nobody makes. Everybody just makes it like, oh, we just softer. Like,
it's the money. The money has made people soft.
Yeah, it's just why will you do it if you you one fight, you have more money than you ever like. So
I
why?
think it was Marvin Hagler. I think he said it's like it's hard to fight with waking up in silk sheets or something like that.
Exactly. And this dude, if I'm correct, he was from here, right?
Yeah, he was from around here.
And like he would like do crazy.
I heard about some
that
stuff.
dude was amazing.
He
And when
was
it came
tough.
to like when you come to toughness, that dude was tough. Even
Yeah.
when he had money, like, he was still like.
There's very few dudes that can remain tough.
Yeah.
Like you heard how Bird messed up his back.
Yeah.
He was like shoveling for his mom. I'm like, dude, you got all this money. Why don't you just pay somebody to do that for you?
Crazy.
But that's the type of mentality some of those dudes had back then. It was like, nah, do it yourself.
Yeah. So you have the right thing. I think
that money changes a lot of people.
Yeah,
man.
I think that's probably the main thing. People don't talk about it. People just blame it on like, oh, we're just weak.
Like
it's just,
think of LeBron when LeBron came into the NBA. Like how gritty he was on that Cleveland team.
Yeah.
Now you can't even look at him without him flopping out of bounds.
Exactly. But that also comes with the game.
It comes with the game too.
Like if they're leaning towards that, like I don't blame them from like, if everybody else is doing it and they're rewarding that, like is people gonna adjust? That's another thing. Like people say like, oh, LeBron wouldn't make it. I'm like, what are you talking about? LeBron probably be freer to be more physical in a back then.
Well, LeBron can easily be physical if he wanted to.
But people say no. It's like, oh, LeBron shies away from. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like LeBron reminds me of Shaq. Like LeBron gets fouled and they don't call it sometimes. Like Shaq, same thing. Is like there's some fouls that they're not gonna call, but if it was a smaller person, they would get that call. I don't know if you ever had that where like you were a strong dude in basketball.
Yeah.
Like you weren't like when the contact came, you were just going through it. So it might not look like you got fouled, but you got fouled. You just overpowered it. I think LeBron faced that a lot, like Shaq.
Yeah. You saw a lot earlier in his career where he was getting hammered and he was just still finishing through it.
Exactly.
But now, like, players don't do that. And it's all being rewarded.
Yeah. But
it's all with the money, though. When I mean, I still think it's the money because, like, the NBA...
Got to protect. You can't let somebody that...
They want to see more points on the board.
Yeah.
So they want to see people scoring.
Yeah, but that's boring, man. Like, that's boring. When I see a game, like, 145 to, like, 120, I'm like, this is not a good game. This is just people jacking up threes, basically.
Yeah, that's another thing. Threes. Again, people coming to pay to see threes.
Yeah, nah, that's not. It's cool, but like I'm not into that much. Like I want to, because it's easy to jack up threes. You make it, you miss. You make it, you miss. You make it, you miss. If you're on one day, then you win, and then the next day you fucking like you suck. So that's the part where I'm like, that roller coaster wasn't around back in the day, of like teams like.
Well, you needed a good big man back then.
Exactly.
Now they've gone away from the whole big man. It's just like, all right, you're a spot up shooter now.
Yeah, that's terrible. Like I see some players like Embiid, and I'm like, dude, you're bigger than everybody here by far. Like, just do that. But he just starts.
Nah, he's not gonna do it.
Nah,
it doesn't look pretty. That's what it is. It's like, and that's what sells the shoes. You know what I mean?
That's true.
It all comes down to money, man.
Again,
like nobody like listen, like, you know, we all love basketball. We love the old school way, but like Shaq and Jordan, they weren't selling the same amount of merchandise, man.
Oh no!
Even though Shaq was probably the most dominant player you've ever seen,
those games are tough to watch.
But like, you rather see Jordan shoot that fadeaway than Shaq freaking turn
get
around.
Fouled.
You know, that's just how it is. It's the ugly truth, man. It's the ugly truth. It's like, yeah, you know, the game needs a good big man, but people, the fans,
they're not gonna pay.
It's the same thing. Like like, you know, I don't want to bring it all the way back to MMA, but it's the same thing. Like, people love seeing that pretty striker. That's why Masvidal. Not many people want to see that guy who wants to grind it out on the ground. Khabib, if you think about it, Khabib never sold tickets. Yeah, Khabib didn't get famous until he beat up McGregor. Exactly. He was begging for title shots for like 26, 27 and 0. Like, Dana, give me a shot. Wouldn't get it. Yeah, that's. It's just how it is. People want to see that pretty game, man. They want to see someone crossing over. They want to see that Kyrie. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I like the gritty games. Because if you remember Al Horford when he first came into the NBA, he was a post player. Yeah. That dude was a beast in the bottom. Yep. And down the block.
Now
He
it's
still
just
can do it, but like they like nah, just keep your ass out
space,
of the
spacing. Yeah,
Get your ass on the corner three, like. I'm like, but you know you can awaken that monster and have him just
exactly.
and have him go in 1-on-1. But it's like nah, just go shoot some threes.
Yeah, to me, I don't like that. I like
It's that Steph Curry era, man.
Yeah,
And that right there is another reason why I put Jordan. I feel like Jordan dominated his era.
Yeah,
I feel like Curry came in and he kind of like changed the whole dynamic of things on LeBron.
Yeah, but to me, that's a fake. It's a fake take to me.
You think so?
Without LeBron, Curry only has what, 2? I mean, without KD.
Yeah, but he's still eating off his plate.
No, yeah, I get it, but what I argue with this all the time. Like, what do you think would happen if KD never went on that team? I think LeBron has 2 more championships already. I think LeBron already wins, or LeBron will be at 6 already.
Yeah, but that last run he had with Cleveland, that team wasn't that great. Boston without Kyrie and Hayward, we took him 7 games.
Yeah, but he didn't have anybody, right?
Yeah, but we had a rookie Tatum going head to head with LeBron.
Yeah, but still, yeah.
And a second year Jaylen Brown. Those are the 2 guys he was going up against. Like,
yeah, but LeBron was older too already.
I don't think that team was that great. That last one.
No, it wasn't. The last. Nah, no. I mean, they got.
I mean, we could make that same argument if he didn't go to Miami. Like, he probably wouldn't have gotten those 2.
Yeah, that's 100%. That's true. But that team wasn't that way, you know. Like that team, like that took work. Like
but Dwayne Wade. Like I would rather work with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
No, I get that, but it's like they had to like. The only player that was there was Dwayne, so like they had to learn from each other. It's like it's more like it's harder. Like KD and Steph together is like.
I mean, I'm not saying that wasn't a cheat code getting KD, but like, come on, LeBron started this whole.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want to play that game, don't start it.
True. That's true. That's true too.
You know what I mean? Because before that whole Miami trip, like everybody was like, you get on a team, you win there. Like that was the whole era. Like,
yeah, but
the only time you moved if you were old and they traded for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like
that's true. No, and I like that. I like that better than like just.
Yeah,
I fucking hate the fact that Kyrie just gets to leave whenever he wants.
Yeah.
Harden, like that's terrible.
That's what I like about these Celtics, at least for the time being. Like these guys were drafted here. Yeah, they're working here.
Yeah, but to me, that's still like that's still a cheating. Like even if you drafted like the that group that KD joined had won that in paper that's the best regular season team ever without KD. Even though they didn't win the last game, right?
Yeah, they choked.
Yeah, so like to me, like that team should have never been.
Yeah, like, but why? Well, like, we gotta get to the why did that team feel like they had to assemble?
Because
we had a monster on the other side, right?
But LeBron Jordan wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, but once you open those doors, man, like
yeah, I guess you
gotta be careful. Like it's like we were talking about with that whole AI and how it's good on one end, it's dangerous. Or you don't know whose hands this might get. It's the same thing. You start making these moves. It may seem cool right now when you're the one doing it, but you've just opened the door for somebody else to do it.
Yeah, but even Jordan's like that team is a super team. The Lakers is a super team. All of them, all the championship. Same thing with the here. Like but they were organically created. I get that.
But it wasn't like me making some phone calls with my buddy. Like
no, I get that part.
And the crazy part was Carmelo was supposed to be on that team.
That would have been stupid.
Like, are you serious?
Yeah, like no. They can't allow that. They can't allow that. Like that's why this year is so fun. Because I mean, I guess KD and them tried at the last minute do it and it didn't work. But I believe that's why the whole playoffs have been watchable. From every
you want to see competitive, like you want to see like and I think also with the play-in games you're giving teams at 9 and 10
extra,
you're giving them a chance to like make it. So like the guys at 7-8 they don't feel too comfortable.
Exactly. Like
you're making people like I gotta work.
You gotta try the whole way. But yeah, to me, I think that was that's bad for the NBA.
Yeah, I don't like the whole super. I like, all right, if a team organically becomes super team, like, I mean, some people might say the Celtics might be a super team right now, but I'm like, come on, like, how many people when Jaylen Brown got drafted? How many people were like, why the hell we drafted Jaylen Brown?
I don't think. I mean, we are a great team, right? but I think we weren't like it was organic.
It was organic. Like Jaylen Brown he's really good now, but he's worked to be this good.
Exactly. No, and that part I get. I understand that part.
And same thing with like Smart and even Tatum was obviously. I think a lot of people had good expectations on Tatum, but we didn't. Not many people thought he was going to be this good.
Exactly.
He worked his way to be this good. Like so, those type of super teams, I rock with them. So we picked up Brogdon, all right, but
so it's kind of like the same thing with Jordan. Like Jordan, like Pippen got drafted there.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
drafted there. Yeah. There were the two main guys. I mean, okay, they picked up some good defenders along the lines, but these guys weren't. You weren't gonna take that one player and they were gonna go lead a team to a championship. Like they were like pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
Like think of all the pieces Miami had, like all the shooters they had, like Battier and it's like the other guy Miller.
Yeah.
Like those guys were snipers. You know what I mean? Like those.
Yeah, that team underachieved. To be honest, like for them to go 50-50.
Yeah, I thought they should have
like
won more.
Yeah, and they should have won 3 at least. Maybe not back to back, but
especially after they said, "Oh, we're gonna win 6, 7, 8." Like, bro, you can't make a statement like that.
Crazy. That was crazy. But we believed it when it happened because when they came together, we were like, "There's no way."
D Wade and
losing.
LeBron and Bosh, like.
Yeah, but then
people forget how good Bosh was before he got on that team.
Oh yeah, and he was the youngest out of all of them. Bosh was younger than Dwayne and Bron. He came in a draft later. And his career got caught short.
That's the one. I mean, I don't want to blame LeBron for this, but one thing I don't like about LeBron's all his big three, that third person
gets screwed.
Yeah,
like every time.
And not just they get screwed, they get blamed for everything.
Yeah, no, that's one thing I will say. Like LeBron in that aspect, like he always managed to like not take the blame for any loss.
Yeah,
except for like when they lost to Nowinski. That's like, come on. That was you.
Yeah, he choked on that one.
Yeah.
But like that's why I wouldn't want to be that third best player on that LeBron team. I'm like,
I think that's why it's not needed. That's why I don't think super teams are needed. Like 2 good players is enough. After that, it just becomes a tough like managing thing. And I feel like you can't do that now. Like people have egos now. People make way too much money. Like what the fuck are you gonna tell like the third best player on a team, but he's still making $200 million. It's like, what are you gonna say?
They're making ridiculous money, and now it's like they have these incentives, like, oh, you make this team, or you get this award, you can make more
money. Yeah,
I'm like, ooh,
that's crazy.
Yeah, these players are gonna be making, I'm telling you, $100 million a year.
That'd be insane.
At some point, we're gonna reach to that point. We're gonna be like, what the? Like they're gonna be playing one season and retire.
That's what shit. Imagine that you basically can. I mean, what's the guy from Ben? What's his name? The guy from he's in the Nets right now. He's terrible. He can't shoot.
Oh, Ben Simmons. Yo, that was a wild trip. I feel bad for like Nets fans having to deal with that.
That's to me that's wild. Like, and a lot of people are like, oh, you can't like go hard on him. I'm like, you're making that much money, bro. Like, what do you mean? Know. And there's no like recourse. Like the NBA they can't do anything.
Yeah, like there's people working like at McDonald's making like $15, $16 an hour going through hell.
Yeah,
still showing up to work. I'm like
the players. Players get mad, right? Like players. Oh, you can't like blame him or like take his money. To me, I'm like, dude, if you like retire from something like this, or like you're not playing because you don't want to, we should be able to terminate your contract, like right there and then.
Yeah, like anybody else. Like if I say I'm not showing up to work, they're not gonna pay me the rest of my salary.
Yeah, but in the NBA, you get away with it. It's like, how is that possible?
Like I understand, like NBA there's a lot of pressure. Like,
of course,
none of us that have never played will never understand it because like we don't deal with it.
But at the end of the day, yes.
But you got to be a man about your contract. You signed a deal. You got to own up to it. And if you can't, then they should be able to terminate.
And again, it's pressure, but. You got millions of dollars. Like the real pressure is set for you, right? Like let's say for me, I do good in life, but I'm just saying, like if I fuck up, like my kids will go hungry, right? Like I have to pay attention. Like I have that stress. Yeah, I might not have the stress of playing in public, right? I don't have that stress, and that's the stress that he has. But I believe like my stress is probably more. I gotta provide for this kid.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be too insensitive to him just because like I'm at work, right? I could have a bad day, and nobody would know.
Yeah,
but like him, that's all over everywhere.
Yeah, no,
like, you can't even like do anything wrong. Like every media outlet is gonna be just destroying you for it.
Exactly.
That's why I'm like, I'm gonna give him some sympathy and saying like, all right, I get it's hard, but you signed. Like you knew what was coming with it. Like if you sign, then you gotta deal with it.
Exactly.
And if you can't, then you gotta give it back. You know what I mean?
Like yeah, it should be something. Like you can't just get all this money and not earn it. Like you should be able to, like, the NBA should have something in place for like situations.
They may do it because like of stuff like that. Zion Williams, like
yeah,
like he was cleared to play in the play-in.
Don't want to play,
but because from what I heard, it was I think it was Nike or something. His team from Nike
advise him not to.
Yeah, because like he has his own doctors.
Yeah,
and then you have the team doctors.
Yeah,
and the team doctors say, yo, you're good to play, but his own people from like Nike, because obviously
it's got to protect
his own money. You know what I mean? Like Nike can't have him going out there not being Zion.
Yeah, exactly. Then that's bad for the shoe brand.
Bad for the shoes and whatever you sell, like, you know. So they're like, hey, maybe we gotta pull it back.
Yeah, but still, to me, it's like, come on, man, just
it's the money, man. The money changed a lot of things.
It goes back to the same thing over and over. You throw money into anything and it gets corrupt.
Yeah, when that money talks, like, that's when people start getting soft.
Yep.
When the money isn't there and you gotta grind and to get that attention, to get that, you know, recognition, you gotta actually put the work in. Like, then you'll start seeing players. But we're too far from that. That ain't coming. We ain't getting that back.
Not getting back for a little.
There's too much. There's too much money. Like you ain't getting that back.
Alrighty, guys, let's end it here. Thank you, bro. It was a pleasure having you. Hopefully, we do this a million more times. Definitely fun talking to you. There's a lot of different perspectives that I don't get. So thank you, man. EDJ Studios, EDJ Podcast. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for having me.